Hi there, in today's video, I want to talk about Dr. Jade Teta's 3 fat loss programs: Metabolic Aftershock, Metabolic Prime, and Metabolic Renewal. In this video, I want to explain what the differences are between these programs and which one I think you should choose. Just in case you don't know, my name is Lene Urban. I am a nutrition and lifestyle coach. I'm actually currently seeking my certifications through Metabolic Effect, the company that Dr. Jade Teta co-founded, and I have experience with going through all 3 of these programs. I did Metabolic Aftershock twice, I did Metabolic Prime twice, and I am currently in the process of completing Metabolic Renewal. It just so happens that I am obsessed with these programs. I'm obsessed with Dr. Jade. I'm not getting any sort of incentive or compensation for this video. I just received a lot of questions about the differences between each of these programs, so I thought I'd make a video to address it. So first, let me explain what the similarities are between all 3 of these programs. All 3 programs are designed with workouts that are only to be done 3 days a week for 15 minutes each time. Each program includes an optional 5-minute burnout workout that you can do at the end of the 15 minutes. All 3 programs also include a nutrition guide that first of all explains the science behind these programs and why the programs work, and then gives you a whole entire list of meals that you can eat during the program. Now let's get into some of the differences. First, Metabolic Aftershock is a 9-week program as opposed to Metabolic Prime and Metabolic Renewal being 12-week programs. Metabolic Aftershock is a body weight movement workout program only, whereas Metabolic Prime and Metabolic Renewal give you the options to do the workouts with weights or bands. And finally, there's a slight difference between the nutrition guides between Metabolic Aftershock and Metabolic Prime and Renewal. Metabolic Prime and Renewal's nutrition guides allow for carb refeed days, whereas the nutrition guide in Metabolic Aftershock is pretty much low carb across the board for the entire program. Now, I know what you're thinking. So far, I've only stated differences between Metabolic Aftershock and Metabolic Prime and Renewal. So it looks like Metabolic Prime and Renewal have a lot of similarities, which it does. But the main difference between Metabolic Prime and Metabolic Renewal is that I like to consider Metabolic Renewal the Metabolic Prime for women only. The workouts in Metabolic Renewal were sort of adopted from Metabolic Prime, but adjusted to maximize the ability for women to use human growth hormone to burn fat and build muscle at the same time. And the last main difference between Metabolic Prime and Metabolic Renewal is that Metabolic Prime was created to be a workout program done on its own. However, Metabolic Renewal allows for additional exercises and additional workout programs to be done concurrently with Renewal based on your hormone type. So now here is the big question. Which one of these programs should you choose? Here's a breakdown that I created of which one of these programs you should choose based on several factors: your gender, your age range, your fitness level, and your goal weight. As you can see from the breakdown, I believe that Metabolic Aftershock and Metabolic Renewal are a better fit for females, whereas Metabolic Prime is a better fit for men. For both men and women that are 50 years old and older, I recommend Metabolic Aftershock. For those that are between the ages of about 30 and 50, I recommend Metabolic Prime. And then for women that are 30 and over, I recommend Metabolic Renewal. Metabolic Aftershock is definitely the best fit for those that are at a beginner fitness level, whereas Metabolic Prime and Metabolic Renewal are a better fit for those that are at an intermediate or advanced fitness level. And then finally, for goal weight, if you want to lose 20 pounds or lower, then I recommend either Metabolic Aftershock or Metabolic Renewal. Whereas if you only have about those last 10 pounds to lose, then I recommend Metabolic Prime. Now, of course, there are going to be some people watching this video that do not necessarily fit neatly into every criteria for each of the 3 programs that I suggested. There are definitely a few exceptions to the suggestions that I came up with. For example, I suggested that people that are over 50 do Metabolic Aftershock instead of Metabolic Prime or Renewal. However, if you are over 50 years old and you are already an intermediate to advanced exerciser, if you are a man, then I suggest Metabolic Prime. If you're a woman, then I suggest Metabolic Renewal. Also for women, no matter what criteria you fit on the chart that I created, if you have any hormonal issues that are impacting your weight, then I 100% recommend Metabolic Renewal. And last but not least, the elephant that I want to address in the room right now is, what if you have over 20 pounds to lose? If you have between 20 and 40 pounds to lose, then my suggestion is to choose a program based on some of the criteria that I stated earlier, and just have it in your mind that you're going to do 2 to 3 rounds of the program in a row. If you have 40 or more pounds to lose, then my suggestion is that you start with Metabolic Aftershock and do 2 rounds of that program. And then if you are a man, move on to Metabolic Prime, do 2 rounds of Metabolic Prime. Or if you're a woman, move on to Metabolic Renewal and do 2 rounds of that. Now, if you have any additional questions about any of the 3 programs that I didn't address, please drop them in the comment section below. I will come back and answer every single one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.